The Beatles evade a horde of fans while boarding a train for London to film a televised concert. En route, they meet Paul McCartney's trouble-making grandfather for the first time. The band play cards and entertain some schoolgirls before arriving at the London station, where they are quickly driven to a hotel and begin to feel confined. Their manager Norm tasks them with answering all their fan mail. But they sneak out to party, only to be caught by Norm and taken back. They then find out that Paul's grandfather went to a gambling club using an invitation sent to Ringo, and they bring him back to the hotel. The next day, the Beatles arrive at a TV studio for a performance. After the initial rehearsal, the producer assumes bad faith in them due to something Paul's grandfather said. After a mundane press conference, they leave through a fire escape and cavort in a field until forced off by the owner. Back in the studio, they are separated when a woman named Millie recognizes John Lennon but cannot recall who he is. George Harrison is lured into a trendmonger's office to audition for an advertisement with a popular model. The band return to rehearse a second song and, after a quick trip to make up, smoothly go through a third and earn a break. An hour before the final run-through, Ringo Starr is forced to chaperone Paul's grandfather and takes him to the canteen for tea while he reads a book. The grandfather manipulates Ringo into going outside to experience life rather than reading books, passing a surprised John and Paul on the way out. He tries to have a quiet drink in a pub, takes pictures, walks alongside the river and rides a bicycle along a railway station platform. After nearly injuring a parrot and accidentally causing a woman to fall into a newly dug hole, Ringo is apprehended by a policeman as a troublemaker. And shortly after he is joined by Paul's grandfather who had been attempting to sell Beatles photos with forged signatures. The grandfather runs back to the studio and tells the others about Ringo. Norm sends John, Paul and George to retrieve him. While doing so, the boys wind up in a Keystone Cops-style foot chase before arriving back at the studio with Ringo, with only minutes to spare before airtime. The televised concert goes on as planned, after which the Beatles are whisked away to another performance via helicopter.